Yo, Cruz Performance, Don Cruz here. You know, here we are with coming towards the end of the year, and I'm looking back at quite a few things this year and in past years and so on. You know, first and foremost, being the originator of the Holley harness will hit 10 years next year. It's had numerous revisions. I mean, numerous revisions. But the good news about it is we made it, we installed it in our shop, we perfected it, we continue to make changes on it, just make it a little bit better, refine it a little more. You know, we've even changed, I mean, for the most part, we definitely use, you know, all certified GM connectors and so on. And the way we supply the kit, which is a complete kit, again, 100% what you need. Wiring harness, 6 individual coils, MSD plug wires, we provide coil mounts, the wideband, everything you need for startup, right? On our shielded cable or on our regular cabling, however we're doing it, every connector is laser engraved. So there's no mistake in what connector you got to plug in and where it's got to go. So we've got that for you. We also got online, the instruction sheet shows you exactly what every connector looks like and takes you over to where it needs to go. You can certainly call us, and as you know, you get a hold of me and we answer the calls on how to set it up and the technical support. But in the event you don't, just rest assured that we got this on the protected shielded cable and so on with your laser engraved on every connector. About 4 years ago when we switched over to sonic welding everything, you know, we switched over some of the terminals also and some of the eyelets and all of that. And of course with our power distribution module and so on. C437 under the dash for the gauges and all that stuff to work. When we first started getting asked, it's like, at what level do you put Holley in? Well, it's simple. It's any level. We put them in an 8,000 mile car that had a history of problems and rectified those problems with bad connections from the factory with the factory harness. This Cruz Originator harness will work with any vehicle at any level. It's about drivability, right? You go ahead and put a harness in a low mile car that may not be running quite up to speed, and you've thrown some new chips at it, you've thrown a different coil system at it, and it's not getting there for you, right? So you're missing some grounds or missing something there. Perfect drivability. It just will help any level. With the 6 individual coils that we supply, you know, we supply the kit soup to nuts, right? You're going to get every piece you need to get the car running, brackets, MSD plug wires, so on, everything that you need to go with it. We're supplying you a complete kit or just a wiring harness. What we got here is we've got our LS coils for our Terminator X kit. That's a mount we made, we've had. Supply it with all the hardware needed, the spacers needed and so on. That goes right in the stock location, right in the back here. It's on our Terminator X with the LS coils, with our hot wire for the Holley harness. Our plug wires to accommodate the LS coils. Our plug wires to accommodate our newest coil pack with the smart coils in the back. And of course our shorter plug wires to accommodate our first smart coil mounts that we made, right on the factory valve cover. This one here is going into a low mile original car that's going to be converted over to the E85. So they'll be utilizing Cruz stock coil mount in the factory location, like your factory ignition module and coil would be. We made this a while back. Oscillates the coils to where they fit perfectly. Our plug wires will go down to the plugs and so on. Every ECU system gets what we call a birth certificate. On that birth certificate, we map out, you know, what every connector is. Every ECU that we supply will be flashed with the latest and greatest firmware. This one's firmware 400. That's the latest with Holley for HP. You know, you got a low mile car and it's not driving quite well. You want to make it drive better. You want to make it run better. You want to change injectors. You want to mess around with E85. This is the way to go at any single level. It don't matter how much horsepower you're throwing at it. This is not a race system. Furthermore, what guys are finding out as we're going along here, that they're bailing on the 200R4s. Why mess with an antiquated 200R4? A lot of our guys are coming back and going to 4L80s now. 4L80 is a badass transmission. I mean, it flat out works. It's a 400 on steroids, man. So the drivability, again, for a beautiful garage queen, down to a car that's souped up, that's got a lot of changes. Going back to the early days where we were getting bucked, you know, all the internet know-it-alls were out there saying, you don't need Holley, it's too much money, it doesn't do this, it doesn't, well, 10 years, here we are standing 10 years later. We've proven it over and over and over again, and we will continue to prove it. It'll bring your car to the next level for driving performance, drivability, any way you want it.
Start up again, right, John? There you go.
We're making a lot of custom harnesses too. We make these that are ready to go in the box, and they give you flex fuel, and they give you the power tap, and they give you the correct CAN bus and so on. But we make an awful lot of non-AC harnesses, custom harnesses with a dual grommet, right? So you got half of your stuff coming out from the original grommet on the passenger fender, and then you go ahead and have a new section come out behind the intake manifold, which keeps the wiring completely, totally stealth. So there's no nasty wiring run up along the cowl panel. It just pops right out at the back of the intake there and feeds to all the sensors that it's going to. We're making it, we're installing it, we're making sure it's working. We're not giving one away to, you know, whatever and hoping for the best. We're not putting on an engine stand and hope for the best, so on and so forth. No, we're running it through the rigmaroles. I could throw names out there. John Plog, Dave King, quite a few more actually coming out that probably don't want to be told right now. But there's a lot of guys out there that are definitely utilizing it with a crank trigger cam sensor and utilizing it at high power levels, which is good. Just proves that all our in-house testing and all our in-house making and manufacturing is working. I'm proud of the fact that we can say we can make you a custom one, as in fact, as all of you know, or most of you know, when you have a one-on-one with me ordering this harness to make sure it's done correctly, I'm asking you, what brakes do you have? I'm asking you what map sensor you're using. I'm asking you what injectors. I'm asking you if you're going to use flex fuel. You know, we got all these questions because we want to make sure we tailor-made it to you to make sure it's made for your specific vehicle. Although there's a lot of these soon-to-be 1500 harnesses that are quite the same, they're not all the same. And we are willing to make it in any way that you want it to make sure it works for you, whether it's adding flex fuel sensors, transmission sensors, switches perhaps to turn on transmission fans that we do a lot of, or even maybe a separate sending unit, sensor, or something else that you want to add somewhere. Cruz Performance, the originator of the Holley harness, coming up on 10-year anniversary, coming up on the end of the year. Had a great year. Looking forward to next year being better, doing more products. As always, we want to thank you. We can't do it without you. Go ahead and enjoy your holidays here and rest up, and we're going to get at it next year. Thank you. Bye-bye.